This is our CS 1400 class, and we are going to show you how, introduce you to methods. We're going to show you the Java libraries and how to understand what they are telling you on those web pages. And then we're going to show you a few methods that you can already use in the math class, and there's some wrapper classes, and we're going to show you how to use some methods to create random numbers. What I want to show you first is the Java API. These are the Java libraries. So if I wanted to, we already know we have import java.util.scanner. Well, that's a Java library. So I'm just going to go to Google, and to get you to the description of that library, of course Google knows everything. I'm just going to type in java.util.scanner, and my guess is this is our documentation right here. So we've looked up the scanner, and it has a description of how to use it. It's a really long description on how to use it, and I'm not going to go through that right now because you guys all can read. However, it will get down to this constructor summary. I'm going to move that over just for a second because I've got that on the next page. Okay, whenever we create the scanner, we say scanner, then we name it whatever we want. Keyboard input. I know I'm all over the place in my whatever I name my scanner, but we say equals new scanner and then system.in. That's just what we've been typing so far. So that means we're creating a scanner. That's a constructor. So here, if I look, there's my scanner, and it has a source file. In our case, our source is system.in. And so that's creating a new scanner that produces values scanned from the specified file. And that's what we've been doing. Now there's another way you could use the scanner. So here I have scanner, scan equals new scanner, and then I just have a string. I just have text that says hello world. That's using a string source. So what you can do is you could use the scanner to parse different words in a string or something like that if you needed to. So there's different ways of creating your object. And this one has many different ways to create your object. Not all Java objects have this many different sources, different constructors to create your Java objects. Okay, now scroll down, go take you here. If you scroll down on our Java API, it's going to take you to this method summary. That's what I have here. And I wanted to show you because we've been using a couple methods in our scanner class that I wanted to show you the API for so you can understand how you're using it. So we're going to look for next int, and I think we're going to have to scroll down a little bit more. There it is. Okay, so next int. Oh, we've been using next line. There we go. So if you look, this has a string, and it has the name of the method. Now what this means right here is this is your return type. And your return type specifies what information you can get out of that particular method. In our case, whenever we do next line, it's requiring us to give it a string. Now if we keep looking and find next int, which is the one I told you to look for, but then I went out of order, sorry, my animations are off. This now has an int return type. And that's how we know that we can read ints from the command line, is because that's our return type. Okay, so the other thing I was going to show you, which I don't have an example here. Some of these methods, see like this next long, some of these require parameters, and that's just information that you have to send it. Have we done any methods that use that? No, but we're going to with the random. So keep that in mind when we're doing the random, because some of these have different information that they need. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the difference between class methods and static methods. Okay, instance methods. You create an instance and then you use the instance method. So in class methods, you just use the name of the class. Let me show you what that means, because that makes no sense. Here I say string name equals Humpty Dumpty. We've done strings before. And now I want to find the size of the string. So I could say size equals name.length. Well, if we were to look this length method up into the string documentation, it would have an int return type. So whatever gets returned is stored into this variable size. And then the reason it is a instance method is because we had to create an instance. There's our string name, and we're using that string name to find the length of whatever it is. The length of Humpty Dumpty is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. You count it out. Got it. Okay. Now there are class methods that are a little different. Class methods, you can use just the name of the class. So if we were to look up the math class, there's a round method, and it takes a parameter right here, 3.9. So it's going to take this information and round it up to 4. And it's going to have a long return type, so it's going to which is the same thing as kind of an int return type, only it stores more digits of per section. I think you could actually put int here as well, and that would work too, and since an int and a long are very similar. But anyway, so that's the return type, and so we have to store whatever gets returned into something, and it's expecting some information. Now the reason it is a class method is because we don't have to instantiate it. We don't have to have a string something something like we did up here. We can just say math.round. Now let me show you how that looks in the documentation. Here there's our method round. It's in our math library. I just java.something.math. I can't remember the exact name of it. I'm sure but anyway, it has this static right here. And what this static, oh, I'm showing you the animation. There's our parameter. Our parameter is just information that it's requiring, and that's why we have this information here. And then this static means that you can use just the class name instead of having to instantiate your object and then use the method. Use the instance of the object to get your method. Our long is our return type, double A is our parameter, and that's how we use this. So this is what's getting returned. The static means you can use the name of the class, versus if that static were not there, then you'd have to create an instance and then use the instance. Okay, there's other math functions I wanted you to be aware of. You could find the absolute value of something. So here's kind of an example. You could say math.abs, and it would give you the absolute value of 21.5. which is a positive 21.5. You could take something to the power of something. So here is double number, comma, double power. So if I wanted to find 5 to the power of 2 and store it into double num, there would be double num equals 5, or math.pow, 5, comma 2. That's 5 to the power of 2, which would be 25. You can also find the square root. This one is static as well. All of these are static, and that's why we can just say math dot and use it how we need. Square root finds the square root of a number. So here's our number there we go. Math dot square root 9. That gives us 3, because 9 to the square root of 9 is 3. I'm saying that backwards in my head, sorry. Alright, so those are some other math functions that you can use, and you just use math dot and then whatever the function is. Okay, there are trig functions. You've got sine, cosine, and tangent if you ever need to use those. I doubt we will get too much of those in this particular class, but just so you're aware, there are lots and lots of math libraries that you can use. Degrees and radians. There's a degree. Oh yeah, this is why. I spent forever one time trying to figure out why my program didn't work, because I didn't realize sine, cosine, and tangent were in radians and not degrees. So just so you're aware, there's a 2 degrees and 2 radians function as well in the math libraries. Okay, and that is it. This video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to stop it there, and on the next video I will pick up what a wrapper class is.